Well, the deal is, the law in this area is questionable. Well, according to that court order, the judge calls me, or not the judge, but the judge told the DA, and the DA told me that the road could not be any narrower than the bridge that I put in, which was 24 feet. Gary, I don't know. The 33 feet is what I think we go by, but I have to go by whatever the judge says. Oklahoma law is so strange. I don't really understand all the little twerks and tweets about it. I'm really pretty naive when it comes to the law. I just know what they tell me to do and what they tell me not to do. The road needs to be 33 feet wide. I mean, that's what they are everywhere else. That's what they need to be there. And I don't know why all of a sudden that it's just a drivable surface. I don't know where she come up with all these rulings for the sheriff's office. They did drive up there and take pictures and take them to the judge. And I understood the judge said the judge's opinion was that it was 24 feet wide. But they're saying now then that that it's just whatever the drivable surface is. It's 24 feet. Didn't mean nothing. I read the same thing that Kirkus had, and it said 24 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And now, 24 feet, they would have to put their post outside 24 feet to be legal, in my opinion. But evidently the judge says, well, I can't give a legal opinion on it, that I can only, well, she made the ruling. She needs to explain what her ruling means. The judge won't talk to me about it. Well, the 24-foot deal, I don't know what to do right now until the judge needs to say, here's what I meant when I said that, and the DA needs to enforce it. And that's just all there is to it. And dadgummit, nobody wants to stick to their decision. Everything is so wishy-washy. I'm gonna keep pushing this. I'm gonna call somebody that can do us some good. And I don't know who that is right now, but I'm gonna call the Association of County Commissioners and see if I can get them involved. But Lord, I don't know. They don't seem like they know what to do either. Another thing, you ought to talk to your lawyer about something the next time you talk to him, and see, is there any way that you can get your lawyer fees, for some of this stuff that you have to. Some of this stuff I feel like is county's responsibility, and for some reason we're not pursuing it. He's telling you to pursue stuff that I think is the county's responsibility. Is there any way that your lawyer can sue us and get the money? Because I'm tickled to death to pay it if we can make them do it. If you file for an injunction, can you sue the county for the money to pay him for that? Because it looks to me like that you should be able to sue us, and it looks like you should win.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to tell you how I feel, and I can tell you this much: if it gets down to a court case where the commissioner has to say, "What do you think? What's your opinion about this lawsuit?" I definitely say that I think it's the county's responsibility to pay the man. And I started to call ODOT and try to get them involved, but ODOT they won't make a decision. Nobody wants to make a decision. They all want to say it's up to the DA. And the DA, if he didn't want to do nothing, we're just in a pickle.
Well,
now you can file an injunction yourself, but I'm just wondering, can you sue the county if you win it? He don't think I'm doing anything to try to stop them posting road, and I've went to the DA, I went to the judge down at Idabel, I've did everything I know to do. I'm trying to go into my recycle bin and erase a bunch of junk. My computer got too full, and I'm not a very computer literate person. Well, the judge is one that's keeping that from happening. The judge has ruled that the road is just the surface, that there is no easements for ditches, and there is no right-of-way for nothing. And the judge is saying that it's just the road only, surface only, and so they put their post right in the ditches. Yeah, but the judge has already made a ruling, the district judge, and I can't overrule her.
I don't think it would. I don't think it'd work that way, because even the DA.
Gary, here's the deal. I got to get along with these people, and the judge. If I start screwing around with the judge, shit, I ain't gonna even touch that with a 10-foot pole. The judge is pretty powerful. The district attorney's pretty powerful, and they can cause me more shit than I can deal with. And I'm not gonna go to pissing in my post toasties. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
They're gonna have to make the decisions, and then I'll go along with whatever they tell me. But right now, when a judge makes a ruling, I'm not going to go out as a county commissioner and say, well, I'm not going to obey that. I'm not going to go by that. I'm going to do what I feel is right.
Have you actually talked to the judge and had her specify what she meant?
Nope, the judge will not talk to me about it. She says, well, that's up for argument or something, she said. And I said, well, what did you mean? You can tell me. No, I can't tell you what I meant. You can read what I said, but I can't tell you what I meant. The judge didn't make it clear in her ruling if this is 24 feet, 20 feet, or what. I took the ruling to be 24 feet. But if she's only saying it's 20 feet wide or 24 feet wide, then we still have a small gap here. And I don't know what to do about that gap. I was hoping that maybe your case would go back to court between now and then. And they would, you know, give us something solid. What does the judge mean? Does she mean 20 feet? Does she, excuse me, does she mean 24 feet? Or does she mean, you know, is it actually going to be 33 feet? It would sure help if we knew if that was cleared up. 24 or less. No or less. And see, the roadway I'm taking is just the road. She said just the drivable surface, but we got to have ditches. We can't maintain a road with ditches. I don't know, Kerry. I don't. Until someone can tell me what the judge meant, I'm afraid to go outside the bounds of that lawsuit. I've asked about 20 people for a copy of that ruling, and I've never got a copy of it myself. Well, she said this is a road by prescription. That's what she said, but she don't know what prescription right-of-way she says is just whatever the width of the travel is at that time.
And then the culvert sticks way out further.
It's been maintained by the county for 30 years, 50 years.
So
this ditch used to be maintained by the county.
So how can they say it's not the road?
I don't know, Kerry.
Because you've got...
That's what I need.
Because look right here. I guess the deer... Off.
No, that's me mowing. That's back when we used to mow.
Okay, how far from here on that side you mow? You're maintaining
33 feet's what we used to maintain, all the way up to the time that this all started. It went to the courtroom, and how the judge came up with this 24 feet deal, I don't know. But then their lawyer took the judge's ruling and determined it meant 20 feet instead of 24. And so they went up there and put posts 20 feet across the road, and I can't even get up and down the road anymore to maintain it. Again, whenever they sent it in to put it on the road mileage, there was action that said that road would be 33 feet. You can't put it, when it was put on at ODOT, it was put on as a 33-foot road. That 33-foot easement is not present because the judge ruled that it's 24 and less. The judge is under the impression that her ruling meant 24 feet.
No, she's not.
Well, so that's what I visited with
surface
the judge.
And surface only, not exceeding 24. And I have surveyed proof from a year and a half ago. Most of the road was 18 to 19 feet at that time. So I should be getting pat on the back for giving you as much as 20 at this time.
The road really, we had 33 feet as according to the paperwork that I was presenting. Now listen, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you what I was presenting with. My impression was that I had 33 feet. That's what the road said on my paperwork that I had when I got.
Is there any county road that DOT doesn't say you have 33 feet on?
Not to my knowledge. I think the judge meant 24 feet, and that, especially after visiting with the judge, and the poster less than 24 feet. I can live with the 24 feet. We would never been down here arguing about it if they'd have been at 24 feet.
Well, what happened to the verbal agreement that was to be worked out when you guys was up there? We never could do anything about it.
What are you
I thought it was settled, right?
When you were offering to pay damages for extra footage.
To make it 22 feet, the engineer stood right there. He first said that wouldn't be enough. It has to be 24, and you mentioned reduced speed limit. And he said, well, yeah, we can put a reduced speed limit. Let's go with 22. But then we don't hear anything else about it. With the agreement made verbally between...
I have asked.
The survey that was accepted in court and occurred.
I've asked for help everywhere I know to ask help from, and nobody's giving me any advice on what I should do. We've got the judge's ruling that says 24 feet. The post ended up at 20 feet. And I went back and I asked the judge, does that mean 24 feet? She says, my intention was that I meant 24 feet. That the statutory easement that you've said so much about would overlap the existing 24 feet easement that the judge says is up there. Now, if you're saying that you don't want to open this section line, then I'm washing my hands of you.
How wide is the easement on the road today?
24 feet according to the judge's paper.